Hello and welcome to another COREL AFTERSHOT Pro 3 tutorial. And today we're going to take a look at the Orton effect. If you may have heard of this. If you're a landscape photographer, you've probably heard of it. You may not have. It doesn't necessarily come up all the time. The Orton effect, I won't get into the history of it. Hit the internet and do DuckDuckGo and you'll find a bunch of information about the guy who actually invented this technique. It's essentially, I think of it as a interesting merge between being out of focus and just being a glow around something. This is just me trying to screw with how I would define it. You create a soft ethereal effect without just blurring the entire thing. It's as if parts of it are blurred and a little more ethereal, whereas the other parts aren't, and so it kind of creates an interesting effect, a little bit of a dreamy effect depending on how much of it you apply. So taking this image for example, we've got some nice white and some yellow, and I covered in the other video was the ability to change your luminance on certain colors. So in this case, like I said, I can punch up the yellows, make sure that they're nicely saturated, for example, so we can really see them with the white. But I look at this and I say, well, it's a bit busy. Maybe I could, create a little more of a dreamy effect to it or something. Okay, fair enough. So one of the things we can do, and again, depending on the number of plugins you have, you may have, 1, 2, 3, or however many plugin panels. What you want is Z Soften. At least this is the one I'm using for this demonstration. I don't know if there are others. So the Z Soften, and it has the ability here to do an Orton effect. And then there's an algorithm for the softening. And you're going to play with those for what effect you want based on the image you're looking at. So for this demonstration, I'm not going to monkey around with this too much, but I'll just give you an idea. So the Orton effect has, obviously a level amount. So I'm just going to jam it all the way to 1. And you can see all of a sudden that the image has a certain, see how it kind of looks like the dream, like you're in a dream and you see this tree and there's leaves. And I'll uncheck that and you can see how it changes back. And so this effect is a combination of the Orton, obviously the radius, and you can play with this to get different levels of what you want to go with. Obviously if you go to 0, and then you can sort of work your way up until you're kind of happy. And typically, just for my taste, I kind of run this between 2 to 6. And again, that just depends on the image. But occasionally you get a scene where you think, oh, if I could just jam this up a little bit more, I can really have a neat effect. And you may see that and go, wow, it's like a postcard. I'm going to send that to my whoever. And so the Orton effect is very simple. And I'm not going to ramble on too long today. Keep it short. Just play with the amounts here, and then you can also fart around with the different algorithms. So Gaussian blur versus just what they call average 2x. I mean, I have not done any research as to what the technical differences are of these. This whole slow and stuff. I don't know if that's just talking about it takes a while to apply based on your computer. I have no idea what that means. 2x versus 3x, no clue. So if you know and you've got a resource, leave it in the comments, and then I can pin that and other people can take a look at that. But so play with the Orton effect, play with your radius, and get the dreamy, ethereal, awesomeness out of images that may otherwise be fairly, plain. Especially this works great in like any kind of foggy conditions or light streaming in conditions, early mornings, that sort of thing. You could take an image that's kind of pretty good and you can turn it into something a little bit more amazing by kind of making it just glow a little bit. Not everything has to be razor sharp all the time. Give your Orton effect a whack and see what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll get some other videos going. I was being pestered in a good way by some folks asking for more videos. If you've got certain things you'd like to see covered, leave me a comment below and maybe I can make a video on it. Anyway, talk to you later.